Hey, good morning. I'm Shelby. I'm here talking a little bit about how to book parties from vendor events. And I want to just cover something really quickly before I get started, showing up messy today. Um, I use an app called Project Broadcast, and this is not necessary in order to book the parties. So I use this app to text my customers, and then I use that to follow up with them in the future. That keeps them involved in like VIP events and sales and things. I pay for this service. You do not have to do this. You can absolutely use just your phone and your regular texting, and that's totally fine. So I just want to put that out there that you can use it, you don't have to use it. But either way, this is going to use texting to connect with the customers or the people you just talk with at your vendor setup. So here's how this looks. I have these old papers to fill out their information. You do not need this. And actually, I don't even really use this. What I have them do is I fill out their name and number. Okay, first things first, get their name and number. Once you've done this, all right, I write on the back a little bit about them. So, really messy shorthand. I'll write like kindergarten, son, letters, okay? Or 1 year old, 3 year old, 5 year old, and 10 year old art, right? I will do something like that just so that I have a little note about who I'm working with when I go back in the future. Then, after the event is over, and I will drop wording for this in the description, so I'm not going to talk over this clearly. I don't have it sitting in front of me. But after that's over, I send them a message and I pick one person as a grand prize winner. So, what I usually give away is once a month, I will pull a winner for $50 in free books. I use the party bonus book section, or I will just give away some books that are in my inventory. I invite them to my next vendor event to say, come to my next event, you get to pick out $50 in free books. If they're not local, I'll mail it to them with party bonus section and order pro from my next party. No problem. Obviously, if they book a party, then I just use that for their party, right? I use that to send them, and that's the best way to do this. So then I pull almost everyone else as a runner-up winner, and I offer them like $20 in free books at a party of their own in the next 2 months. And so it's very much like using regular party winners, but I will word this a little bit differently. So I'll say something like, again, I will put this in the chat. You do not need to write this down. Okay, but I'll say something like, hey, you're a runner-up winner from this vendor event. And then I will go from there and I'll say, you actually win $20 of free books and your choice at an event of your own. And I can do something in person or online. I'm curious what would work best for you and your family. And I also offer them the magic painting pages, right? So then I say you win the two things, right? Magic painting pages and that. Then I send them magic painting pages. If they're interested in the party, they get the free books. I usually book 3 to 5 parties from each vendor event that I do by pulling everyone that connects with me as a runner up. And this is absolutely very effective. Sometimes people will be like, actually, it doesn't make sense. I don't have a whole lot of kids of my own. Like they're shopping for their niece and nephew. I'm like, no problem. Do you have a school that we could donate this to? I get a school contact. I reach out for a book fair if they're not listed, and then I go from there, which has been really great. I'll also ask if they know any preschools or any other kid organizations that could use some free books. So that's kind of the segue there. And then the only other thing that I want to mention is that this is part of so like when they come and take books from my book fair, like the next vendor event that I do, I make sure that I write down that they've done that, and I count these as donated books when I do my taxes at the end of the year. So I'm donating those books. They come out of the free books category in my consignment that I do, and then that comes back as like a monetary amount off my taxes. So that's pretty awesome. I think I've covered everything that's really important here, but the biggest thing is doing this in a timely manner. I really try to turn around and pull those runner-up prize winners right away, and then I'll set aside somebody who I think might be a really good grand prize winner, and then at the end of the month when I'm doing my once a month $50 free books award, I will pull that free prize winner out of the selection and I'll mark everyone else as a runner-up. The only other thing that I really want to make sure I mention, if that feels steep for you, you don't have to offer $50 in free books. I think it's a really good attractant, but you can absolutely offer like a free new release. You can offer a book of their choice. You can have everybody win 20 bucks in free books. Like, do what feels really good to you. This is not something that needs to be out of your comfort zone. Oftentimes, I will even offer, when I first started, I would just pick a book that I thought would be really good, like maybe 2 books, one older, one younger, like all better, and one of our chapter books. Be like, this is the grand prize, enter to win. And that worked really well also. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you have questions, reach out. And we have everything you already need, okay? You have everything you need to do this, but doing it is what books you parties. Also, don't forget to follow up when you don't hear back from people right away. It's very important. You got this. All right, wording in the comments.